Hello guys, greetings of the day. I regularly come out with my patient educational video just with the aim to create awareness among laymen and general public about the dentistry and the modern dental treatments. But this time my video is very special and is of more use to our dental colleagues and dental fraternity. It's all about clinic disinfection, the protocols followed by different professionals, the available disinfectants in the market, and prevention of cross contamination in the time of COVID-19. Guys, before I come to the main contents of the video, I would first like to give a disclaimer that all the contents in the video are result of my own research through different posts, blogs and articles that are available on the internet, and I would never claim it to be perfect and 100% effective for everyone and for every situation. So you can just get some insight of what's going on and then you can choose the best for yourself according to your needs. So now I'll come to the topic of the day and the need of the time. How to disinfect and sanitize your dental clinic and operatory before and after treating a patient. I think after watching this video, every one of us can contribute in prevention and considerably lowering the percentage of cross contamination that may happen through the dental clinics. Do you know what COVID-19 is? An informed practitioner very well knows his enemy inside out. SARS-CoV-2 belongs to a beta-CoV category. It has round or elliptical and often pleomorphic form, and it's an envelope virus and have a diameter of approximately 60 to 140 nanometers. If we compare COVID-19 to a human hair, then here I'll tell you, human hair is 50,000 nanometer, whereas the COVID-19 is just 60 to 140 nanometer. And guys, do you know 1 nanometer is 1 billionth of a meter? So the size of COVID-19 is approximately 1,000 times smaller than the thickness of human hair. And one more fact I'll tell you, that human eye cannot see anything which is below 40 micrometer in size. What is the size of aerosol which is generally produced in dental practice? An aerosol is a suspension of fine solid particles or liquid droplets in air or any other gas. I know every dentist is well aware about the aerosols that are generated when we work on the patient with air rotor or scaler. Here I'll be talking about the different type of aerosols generated and about their sizes. For your reference and clear understanding, I'll again tell you that 1 micrometer is equal to 1000 nanometers. The different aerosols generated in dental practice are spatter, which is greater than 50 micrometer, droplets, which is much less than 50 micrometer, and the droplet nuclei, which is even less than 10 micrometer. In dental operatory, 90% of the aerosols produced by air rotors and ultrasonic scalers, and they are extremely small, around less than 5 micrometer in size. Spatter, being the largest particle, will fall until it contacts any other object such as floor, countertops, sinks, brackets, table, computer, patient or the operator. Droplets remain suspended in the air until they evaporate, leaving a droplet nuclei that contains viruses and bacteria. These droplet nuclei can contaminate the surface in range of 3 feet and may remain airborne for 30 minutes to 2 hours. If inhaled, the droplet nuclei can penetrate deep into the respiratory system and can cause severe infection. Now let's come to the conclusion and problems arising after knowing all these figures. We can easily conclude that 5 micrometer of droplet nuclei can carry massive amount of virus, since the virus is 1000 times smaller than the aerosol produced in our dental operatory. Now what is the problem? The problem is very big and not to be underestimated. It's the virus which is life threatening and can easily spread and penetrate anywhere. Now we have to understand how we can successfully kill this virus, prevent ourselves from being infected, and most importantly, how to prevent the cross contamination. Guys, now I'll move to the most important part of this video, What are different methods to disinfect the dental clinics? The right method of disinfection and cleaning of objects and materials that cannot be sterilized or autoclave. I advise 4 different application methods: WSWF, wipe, spray, wash, fog. One great advantage that we have over SARS-CoV-2, that is COVID-19, is that it's an envelope virus and can be killed easily. There are a number of commercially available solutions and disinfectants that can kill the virus, but not all are ideal for dental operatory. The recommended list of disinfectants are as following. The first is hydrogen peroxide with silver ions. This specifically is a great product, effective against COVID-19 and the safest for humans, as within minutes it disintegrates into water. It's a biodegradable, alcohol-free, chlorine-free, non-toxic and non-flammable disinfectant. The silver particle size range from 5 to 10 nanometer and helps in rapid penetration, resulting in good sterilization. It's very effective against most of the bacteria and viruses, and the effect remains up to 48 hours. Some studies have even shown that it's safe to drink the residual water. This disinfectant have at least no adverse effect as compared to the other available disinfectants. It offers you complete choice of product, which includes agriculture silver hydrogen peroxide, silver hydrogen peroxide pharma, silver hydrogen peroxide poultry, and silver hydrogen peroxide drinking water. The mode of action of silver peroxide disinfectant is the reason why they are graded the most effective and efficient disinfectants. Hydrogen peroxide is highly unstable, causing the molecule to break along oxygen-oxygen bond, releasing free hydroxyl radicals that serves to oxidize organic matter. The oxidizing hydrogen peroxide is corrosive on the cell membrane and inner cellular structures. Then silver, being non-mutagenic in nature, consequently changes the DNA structure and rendering the virus incapable of replication. The application method can be wipe, spray, wash and fog for this solution. So we can wipe the surface which we think are touched by the patient or visitors with the disinfectant in concentrated form. Else we can use the spray, wash or fog for the affected areas. Best part of this disinfectant is that one thing can be used in every form, so less chances of confusion and reduces the cumbersome job of dealing with so many disinfectants. Next, I'll come to isopropyl alcohol, which we use as surface disinfectant. It's widely used in dental practice to clean the dental chair and other surfaces. Any solution with concentration of isopropyl alcohol above 70% is highly effective in killing the COVID-19 virus in 4 seconds of contact. The most effective application method for use of isopropyl alcohol is wipe. We can again wipe all the surfaces which we think are touched by the patients or visitors with this disinfectant. Then comes quaternary ammonium compounds. It comprises mainly of alkyl dimethyl ethyl benzyl ammonium chloride and didecyl dimethyl ammonium chloride. These are mostly found in home cleaning products such as disinfectant wipes and some sprays. It's widely used in cleaning and disinfection in hotels, hospitals and industries. These usually shows effect within 4 to 10 minutes of virus contact when used in concentrated form. We can also keep our surgical instruments overnight in the concentrated solution of these disinfectants for cold sterilization. These compounds are able to kill most of the bacteria, fungi and viruses, but it's ineffective against many viruses and spores as well. Many research says that many quaternary ammonium compounds can cause asthma, which is the biggest adverse effect of this disinfectant. Again, the application method can be wipe, spray, fog. So we can wipe all the surfaces which we think are touched by the patients, or else we can use the spray, wash or fog method for the affected area. If we use it as a spray or fog, the area should be kept closed for at least 3 to 10 hours for getting the best results. Now I'll come to the fourth agent, that is sodium hypochlorite. In layman language we also call it bleach. This is one of the most effective and cheapest available disinfectant in the market. The active ingredient in bleach is sodium hypochlorite. This can be applied to high touch surfaces, but the only drawback is it needs to be stayed on the surface for at least 2 to 10 minutes depending on the concentration, and it should be air dried before being wiped off. But there is a lot of confusion about the dilution and usage of sodium hypochlorite as a disinfectant, because it's available in market in different concentrations like 1%, 3%, 5%, 10%, 20% and goes up to 55%. In short, the ideal concentration for sodium hypochlorite to be used as disinfectant should be 1000 to 5000 ppm depending on the area and surface to be sanitized, and for how much time you are going to leave it on the surface. And 10% sodium hypochlorite contains 50,000 ppm. So depending on the need, we can dilute it 10 to 50 times. In short, to make 1 liter of disinfectant from 10% sodium hypochlorite, we need to mix 20 ml to 100 ml of the solution in 1 liter of the water. And if we want to use it for disinfection of instruments, the dilution can be little less. Also, we can dilute 10% sodium hypochlorite 100 to 200 times to flush into our drains and suctions to make them disinfected. The biggest adverse effect of sodium hypochlorite is skin irritation if it comes in direct contact with that. Also, from long-term use of sodium hypochlorite in reasonable concentration, it can stain and discolor the expensive furniture and equipments of your clinic due to its bleaching action. The application method for sodium hypochlorite can be spray and wipe. Spray with ideal concentration and leave for some time to air dry, and wipe with a concentrated solution for immediate results. Then comes soap. A wash and wipe with our good old soap dissolves the outer lipid fat layer of the virus, but needs repeated agitation. That is why we rub our hands during 7 steps of hand hygiene for 15 seconds. Soap kills 97% of the microorganisms. It is to be used to remove soil from the surface before using any other disinfectants. The application again can be wipe and wash. So that's all for today. I shared best of my knowledge with you all. I hope this video will be of great help to all my dental colleagues who want to start the practice but are still confused how to take care of proper sanitization and disinfection in their clinics. Guys, share my video with all your dentists and other healthcare friends so that they also get benefited from this. Goodbye, eat healthy, stay healthy and take good care of yourself. And thanks a lot for listening to me.